Good afternoon to all. Uh, Respected dignitaries on the dais, Bhattacharya Sahab, Mohanty Sahab, my brother whom I have worked for decades, Mr. Pradeep Kumar Das. I think first time we are sharing the dais with him. Otherwise we have been meeting very frequently. And Pawan Kumar Sahab, Neeraj Joshi Sahab, Dandi Sahab. Of the dais, I am able to see many of the past presidents whom I have been seeing since I was a student of Jaipur chapter. I belong to Jaipur chapter as a student also, and later I have served that chapter also in many capacities for many years. And a different way also. So I will talk little, as in my profile they have said there is a diverse experience. I really like diversity. So I worked also in a very diverse manner only. It will not be a very structured kind of, because they said that I have to address the dais. I don't think I am capable of addressing the gathering. They said that I have to address the gathering. I think it is difficult for me to address this august gathering. But yes, definitely I will share some of my experiences as I have moved in my professional life. And I think that should be the more apt, as I can see, that how I have moved as a professional, as a cost accountant. Of course, what we do in our official profiles, that is a very structured and very, very technical kind of a manner in which we work. So I come first that this is a national convention, 62nd. I have been associated with the national conventions since very beginning, since I was a student as a volunteer. And I had an opportunity to host as a convener in 2008 national convention in Jaipur. This national convention normally is held once in 4 years in one region. And in Delhi, mostly it was decided that it would be held in Vigyan Bhavan only. That was the standard set. We requested that in Jaipur we want to host it. We were allowed. And we excelled the expectations of the president and the institute that it was better than what it should have been in Delhi. So I think that is the definition of excellence. The theme we have kept here is the excellence. Now I can correlate that that was the excellence. That day I was not aware. And our late J.K. Puri Sahab called me on the dais or the stage in the valedictory session, if some of you remember. Because that, if you remember that convention, because I was not having any idea till that time that what were the standards and all. Because excellence is to do something with the standards. Standards were not known to us in Jaipur, but the team Jaipur did so exceedingly well that everybody was appreciating, and people were not hardly recognizing the Jaipur people, but they were recognizing the Delhi and the council people. So he thought it very appropriate. He called me on the dais, on the stage, and introduced me that if whatever you people are feeling about that convention, if you want to see a person who was leading the team, he is the person who was leading the team. So when I was hearing in this inaugural session that what this excellence means, probably I can correlate now that that is the meaning of the excellence. As a team Jaipur, we could do better than what was expected. So today this excellence is also a theme very apt. Today we have to do better than what is expected for the country, for our respective companies. And I think the management accountants are competent enough, not only competent, more than that, because Divya Drashti, the divine sight, we can see beyond the formats, the substance, beyond the accounting, what is the substance in the data and what is the substance in the information, and what is the substance in the proposals, what come to us. We see beyond that, and we deliver the value. We create the value. That is what I have been listening so far. So this is how we learn in our life. This is how we correlate with the results, with the standards. And I think same thing is to be adopted when we deliver in the boardrooms. Today, the management accountants are commanding the boardrooms. We have many chief executives, CEOs or CMDs. One live example is Mr. Pradeep Das, who is sitting among us. He is CMD. He is not a finance person, director of finance. He has been the director of finance in another company prior to this, and now he is sitting in the CEO's role. That is how, wherever I talk that CEOs, while they are steering the companies, the finance people are the co-pilots. The director of finances, the CFOs are the co-pilots. On every step, we give them the guidance, we give them the directions, and they steer the companies. So the position of the CFOs, the management accountants, is no way less than a CEO. Only thing that there are certain division of the duties, not the competencies. There are certain administrative issues which are to be dealt by the CEOs only. So in the nutshell, the values are to be created, these values are to be seen, and management accountants are very well equipped to deliver the values. We need not to see in retrospect, we have to see in future. Whatever has been done, so many roles have been taken by the technology, but still, the every day, the focus is coming on manufacturing, on industry. Today, by Viksit Bharat, by giving the narrative of Viksit Bharat by 2047, the main core strength is being looked upon from the manufacturing sector. And in manufacturing sector, I think management accountants are having a biggest role to play because we work from shop floor to the boardrooms. So our role is much, much more than any of other professionals in manufacturing sector. So no way we are having a lesser kind of an opportunity in this current scenario. Now, how to deliver the roles practically? Theoretically, we have, as in before session, so many things are available. Today, the knowledge availability is not an issue at all. We can Google and in a second, and we can have whatever we want. But practically, we want to know how to implement all those aspects, all those things. I can share from my own experience because I think that should be the way. Theoretically, if I take some material from somewhere and I deliver here, it is the easiest thing. But that I don't want to do. What I want to do that I work for Bharat Heavy Electricals Limited since 1992. More than 33 years I have worked for that. And I have moved in various verticals of the company. This company's core strength is highly technological machines manufacturing. And of late, it has entered into the EPC contracts, where right from the designing to commissioning, we are doing the power plants. And in today also, till now also, this company is commanding the majority of the power generated in India. Almost 55% of the power generated is from the BHL sets. And the PLF, which is the efficiency of these plants, is the highest in the country of the plants made by this company. So I worked almost in all verticals, and there I found that whatever I learned from this CMA course and the CMA Institute, it is really applicable in all these verticals. How it is applicable? Let me share with that we have to work out for seeing new possibilities. We cannot move in the silos. We have to have a collaborative approach. We have to have the part of the operations. We cannot work in a different silo that we are a finance people, we do not know about the operations. We are only compliance managers, we can produce data, we can understand data only. We have to understand operations also. That is how our members have reached to the CEO's level and CMD's level, because they have become part of the operations. The moment we become part of the operations, the implementation of our insights become impactful the moment we become part of the operations. That is how I say that today the CEOs, while they are making their plans and they are executing, but the implementation and the results of the implementation and the impacts of those decisions are really seen by the CFOs, by the management accountants. What impact it will have. So we are commanding the boardrooms, right from the shop floor to the boardrooms, while becoming part of the operations, not otherwise, and having a collaborative approach. Of course, tools and techniques, whatever we have learned are good enough. There is no dearth of the knowledge in our management accounting concepts. Only thing that approach needs to be changed. That is one aspect. Another aspect is that we have to see in future. We cannot just take decisions based on the past data, because every day the environment is getting changed. Right from the geopolitical disruptions, technological disruptions, so many things are there. So every day we have to take a new decision in a new perspective. Many of our finance people are not liked by the operations people, because we go on repeating the past data. Past data can give a guidance, provided the world is static. Today, world is not static. My predecessor was telling it is a VUCA world. So in VUCA world, the static data cannot work at all. We have to look into the future, and then we have to shape up the policies. We have to shape up the strategies. And this is how we can see that the organizations are changing. In last 1.5 years duration, the company in which I work, the market capitalization has gone more than 3 times. It had touched 4.5 times also. But now it is 3.5 times or so. How? Because we had shaped up the revenue propositions, how the revenues are to be generated. Because when we say that 2047 Viksit Bharat is there, the concept is there. So a lot of work is there everywhere. Immediately government came with 80 gigawatt power plants they want to add in thermal capacity. But we have to have a pricing strategy. Again, we cannot go by the past data. Past data was something else. Then we devised a mechanism where we look into the prospective arena, how the project, because any power plant will not come less than 10 to 15 years. Today, country cannot wait for 10 to 15 years. So the projects are to be delivered within 4 to 5 years. For that, the cost structure will be totally different. It will not remain the same what it was. So we devised a cost structure, cost mechanism, and to policy makers it was very difficult to convince them, because the past data was telling something else. It took us and the management accountants, our people who have been dealing with the costing data. They took so many different proposals, different combinations, and finally we could convince. And today the pricing is different from the earlier times. That is the shaping up of the companies. The strategical decisions were taken. If we don't do that kind of a analysis and that kind of a convincing strategy, then whatever orders you book, if it is turning into the loss, then value creation is not taking place. Rather, we are value destined. So all these things practically I am correlating with the business and how the revenues are shaped up, how the policies are shaped up, how the values are protected, created, and we can avoid the value destruction. And management accountants are very, very appropriate, professional, all for all these things. Then expenditure side also, we have to have the procurement strategies. Again, looking into the prospective arena. If revenue and major material costs through procurement, it is taken care. The third thing is the only labor cost or the manpower cost. That is more or less in today's arena, in Indian context, it is fixed only. Only a small portion is the variable cost in the labor. This is how 2-3 things I have explained. if you look into any kind of a proposition, any kind of a possibility, then these three things are taken care, then you are the real value creators and you can add value to your organizations. And I think all of my colleagues, all of my fellow professionals, they understand other things, but only we fall short of how to apply. The question comes wherever I meet, how to apply. Then we have to, again, I repeat that we have to have a collaborative approach. We have to see new possibilities. We have to look into the future only. So that whatever policy changes, whatever strategic changes we suggest are accepted and be part of the operations. These are the few words which I can share with. And apart from this professional things, with respect to the institute, as I said that I was a student of the Jaipur chapter. Later on, I moved in BHL only. I was associated with the foundation of the Jhansi chapter also. I am proud to say that so many people are there who were council members. Mr. Mahesh Shah was one of the council members that time, and Anand Shah was also there in NIRC. These people went to Jhansi, entire central council and entire northern NIRC. Both the councils visited Jhansi and they started that Jhansi chapter. I was the founder, one of the founders at that time, and many of the students today have reached to a level of DGM, senior managers of that chapter only. And Jhansi, if you know, was a very backward area, and many of the people, the students are working in BHL in the capacity of senior manager and DGMs. So that is the contribution our institute has. As Mr. Das was mentioning that our institute is 62 years old and all that. But there are certain things which still we need to do. We have to see the competence and the possibility of the expansion of the institute activities. That time also a question came that in Jhansi, chapter cannot be established. I request to the council from this opportunity that these norms should be changed. For establishing a chapter or establishing a facility where it is required, the criteria should be the requirement, not that how many members are there or not. So we have to have a prospective kind of a approach while expanding this institute also. And since there is a requirement, I have narrated that Viksit Bharat 2047, there will be lot of need of management accountants. I think we as a council, as an institute, we should look into how we can expand this institute. I have given one small example at Jhansi and it has worked. It can work anywhere. If it has worked there, it can work anywhere. Only we have to have the approach and right proposition to start this. I think with this, I